Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is Bliss Studio Hobbies. So for this video, we are going to do a diamond painting whip and chat where I work on my diamond painting and keep you company for about an hour. So let's get into what I'm working on. I am working on We Are Sun from Diamond Art Club and Marianne Broom. I have a couple of minders on the canvas from my shop. Bliss Studio shop will be linked down below. And I am working with some of the Amazon finds that I did. I will link my Amazon find video, my latest one, down in the description box down below so you guys can check out these listings. I am working with all the things that I found in that video, the putty, this tray and everything, to see how I like it so that I can do a review for you guys. Also, these cover papers came from that Amazon haul as well. So I'm working with all the things so I can tell you how I like them and if I think they were worth the buy. This pen, I believe this pen came from Diamond Art Club. I'm pretty sure it came from Diamond Art Club because I also have a pink one like this from Diamond Art Club. And the canvas came from Diamond Art Club. And that's all the things that I have here today. So far so good with these little trays. I have 5 of them labeled with the 5 heaviest colors. They do come out. And then I kept one out for changing my colors. So there is that. Look like I missed a few 7s up here. So I wanted to get some diamond painting done. I am working on this diamond painting came from Amazon. It's one of their smaller diamond paintings on Amazon because I know they did have a fuller size one for this one, if I'm not mistaken, on the website. So this is the smaller Amazon one. I did want to get a couple of smaller diamond paintings done before I start the larger one that I'm going to be working on here soon. I'm going to do like 2 of the smaller ones and then work on that larger one. So I'll be getting a couple smaller diamond paintings done here. If my voice sounds a little raspy, I am a little sick. So there's that, but I still wanted to record this video. So not much going on. I took today off of work. Yesterday I was really not feeling well and I didn't think I would be ready to go back to work today. And I was not. When I woke up, I still didn't feel well. So I took today off. I feel better. Tomorrow I'll be just fine to go to work. I just share an office and I don't want to get other people sick, you know what I mean? But this morning I did not feel well at all. So hopefully tomorrow when I wake up, I am okay. If not, I'll just tough it out. It's fine. But because I took today off, I have to work on Friday. So it's all good though. I'd rather feel better. I'd rather feel good than to be working when I don't feel well, you know. So yeah. So today we are going to do some Am I the A-hole? I'm really enjoying the Am I the A-hole videos. Let me know if you're enjoying them too, or if this is your first one, welcome. Please stay a while and listen to the many situations we get ourselves into, right? So let's pull up our first story in no particular order at all. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom that my older sister got eyebrow tattoos? I'm like, what's this all about? All right, what color am I on? I'm on this one. I forget. This putty is okay, but I think it's time for me to fill up my pen here, but we're gonna work on it as long as we can. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom that my older sister got eyebrow tattoos? This is so stupid because it's literally about eyebrows. But both my mom and my sister are talking about not doing Thanksgiving together anymore over it. So here I am. Oh, wow. I wonder what happened if they're thinking about canceling Thanksgiving over this. See, the putty is stealing my drills. All right, my older sister, 28 females, lives out of state with her husband, 30 male, and kid, 2 male. I, 26 female, live with our parents in our childhood home while I'm working towards a master's degree. My sister is not close with our parents, but she does FaceTime them once a week so they can see their grandkid. They have not met yet in person because of COVID, but everyone was planning to get together this Thanksgiving in person for the first time in years. Oh, wow. My sister recently posted some photos on Instagram where her eyebrows were noticeably darker, more shaped. I DM'd her and asked if she got them tattooed because I know a bunch of her friends do stuff like that, and I was literally just curious. She said no, she got them professionally tinted. But they seriously looked tattooed, and she was acting cagey, so I Googled the salon she mentioned, and yep, they are eyebrow tattoos, not tints. I made the mistake of casually mentioning this to our mother, who has pretty strong opinions about beauty stuff, and it turns out she hates eyebrow tattoos and finds them ugly. So the next time my sister FaceTimed my parents, my mom immediately asked her if she got her eyebrows tattooed, and my sister lied and said no, but apparently made an excuse and hung up within 5 minutes when usually those calls last for an hour or two. The next thing I know, my phone is blowing up and my sister is yelling at me for tattling on her about her eyebrows. She's now saying she won't come home for Thanksgiving because our mother is a toxic influence. Our mom is sobbing nonstop because now she feels like she'll never get to meet her grandson. Am I the a-hole? Guys, this is not even worth getting into an argument with someone over. Yes, the poster is an a-hole for, it's her sister's business whether she got her eyebrows tattooed or not. That's what I think. But I mean, I don't know. Their relationship seems, the older sister's relationship seems strained with the parents, and there's probably a reason for that because she said the mother is toxic and all of that. But if my sisters, yes, I have all sisters, so if my sisters told my mom that I got my eyebrows tattooed, I wouldn't care. I just, if they told their friends or a stranger that I got my eyebrows tattooed, I wouldn't care. You know, but apparently the mother, she says she's judgmental and toxic. So that's why the relationship is, they said it was because of COVID, but I don't know. It seemed like the relationship was strained, but I literally would not care if someone knew that my eyebrows was tattooed, because you can look at a person and tell when their eyebrows are tattooed. Like, your parents have eyes, right? So I just think this wasn't a big deal. Like, the original poster did say that it was like petty or whatever, but wow, I don't know why the sister's reaction was that strong to her parents knowing that she had eyebrows tattooed. But let's see, the overall vote is a-hole. Yeah, I mean, I said a-hole because, I mean, if the sister didn't want them to know. But did she tell her sister not to tell her parents? I don't think she did. And then the top post is, you're the a-hole. This is the epitome of mind your own business. And then the next person said, I had to double check the ages because this sounded like crap my kids pulled in middle school. Yeah. People are really using some harsh language. You're the a-hole. Mind your own effing business. You sound annoying, and you 100% knew what you were doing when you casually mentioned it to your mom, who you know has strong opinions about it. Way to create drama over shit that does not concern you. But honestly, her mother wasn't going to notice that her eyebrows were tattooed in the FaceTime video. I literally don't think it's that serious. But this is not my life. This is their life, and it's serious enough for her sister not to come to Thanksgiving Or is the sister just looking for a reason not to come to Thanksgiving? And this gave her out. I wonder. But yeah, a-hole, mind your business, I guess, like everyone else said. I thought people would disagree with me and say not the a-hole is not that big of a deal, but trying to be objective here, right? What do you guys think of that? Do you guys think that's a big deal? I just don't. But everyone's relationship with their siblings and their parents are different. So I guess that would depend on your relationship with your family, right? We got one that's an a-hole. All right. The next one says, am I the a-hole for being in my underwear around my boyfriend's brother? A-hole. Before I even read it, it sounds a-hole-ish to me. Unless there was a reason for you to be half naked in front of your boyfriend's brother. Let's see. I, 20 female, have been with my boyfriend for almost 3 months. I just started staying at his apartment recently for overnight. He's my first real boyfriend. Oh, how sweet. I live at home with my family still, and we're very open. I walk around in a shirt and my underwear majority of the time, and it's not an all-girls household. I have a dad and 2 brothers, 17 and 14. I also did it growing up, and I also have an older brother. If guests stop by unannounced growing up, so be it. They see us in our bedwear. Bedwear or underwear? It's just the normal for me, and I guess I expected other people to do it. As you could probably imagine, I did this at my boyfriend's apartment when it was just the 2 of us, which he loved. I'm sure he loved it. Then 2 days ago, his brother stopped by and I came out of the shower in a t-shirt and cheekies underwear, but not too cheekies. It only exposed a little. When my boyfriend saw me, he immediately whispered to me to put on some pants, which I did. After his brother left, he was super pissed and asked if I was trying to seduce his brother or something. I told him I didn't mean anything by it, just that at home I walk around like this. And he said, well, not at his home and not when we have guests. He told me I looked like I was trying to strut it for his brother. I apologized, but he was super upset and went to sleep early, which isn't like our normal sleepovers since I stay over so rarely. It's been 3 days and he hasn't asked me to sleep over again. Am I the a-hole? Yeah. So for these, so we can't base a-hole based on intent, right? We have to like base it on how the other person would see this, right? Or if we were in this situation. I understand that she grew up like this not being a big deal. And some people have households like that where like nudity and body image and all those things are just not a big deal. So I think the boyfriend is kind of overreacting though too, because if she said, oh, I always do this at my house, I won't do it again. I didn't understand that you were uncomfortable with it, noted. I won't cross that boundary, when I'm at your place. And then I think that should be okay. But for the boyfriend to not like talk to her for 3 days, but they are 20 years old. So we have to, take that into account too. But, yeah, I don't think I would have came out in my underwear, with my boyfriend's brother being there. And I mean, like nudity, I grew up with all girls, so nudity wasn't a thing for us either. It's fine, but I'm going to have to say a-hole because why would you come out with your t-shirt and your panties on when your boyfriend's brother is there? All right, so the people said a-hole. All right, guys, I am back. I don't know where I left off. My video stopped recording because my alarm went off and I am recording on my phone. So the overall vote was you're the a-hole, and then the top voted comment was you're the a-hole. People you are unfamiliar with don't need to see your underwear. And then the next comment says, I agree. It's odd to walk around in your underwear around strangers. I would have been mortified and headed straight to the bedroom to change. You're the a-hole. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I understand that that's normal in her household, but you're not at home. And why would you do that in front of your boyfriend's brother? So yeah, but I do think the boyfriend could be a little more understanding. But what can you expect? She didn't say his age. She's 20. But, I mean, I take it he's a young guy. And, you know, maybe there's not a lot of emotional maturity there. But he does have every right to feel how he feels. Because that's a little odd, right? Wow, I got 2 a-holes. Normally it's like, you're not the a-hole, right? So this one is, am I the a-hole for only babysitting my nephew and not my neighbor's kids? Not the a-hole. I like to prejudge these things, right? Why would you be obligated to babysit your neighbor's kids? I'm all over the place with this diamond painting. This is a small little diamond painting. I'm going to finish it in no time. I say that and watch it take me 2 weeks. I, 22 female, have a sister, 26 female, who is going away this weekend with her husband, 40 male, for a little getaway, which will be their first time since having their son, 1 male. My other sister, 24 female, lives with the oldest sister, but has a range of special needs and will be staying with my brother-in-law's parents, who live next door to them. This will be my first time looking after my nephew on his own. We've tried with his mom in a different room in the past, but he cries for his mother, which is understandable. I was getting back to the point. My sister came around today with my nephew to stay around for 2 hours or so to have a bit of a break from their house, and my sister saw my next door neighbors. My sister spoke to my neighbor and said she and her husband are going away for the weekend. So my nephew will come around and stay here for the weekend, and this is the first time without his parents. My neighbor, who has 3 kids and a husband herself, mentioned she's also going away this weekend as she's going to see a friend and looking for a babysitter. My sister dared to tell my neighbors that her kids could stay next door with me as I babysat my nephew anyway. Here's the thing. Listen, before I even read anymore, there is no thing. How can your sister volunteer you to babysit someone else's kids? I would be like, you're lucky I'm watching your kid. But anyway, this is what the poster said. Here's the thing. My neighbor's husband is home, and he has the weekend off, and they're his kids. When I found out my sister said the neighbor's kids were coming round, I said they were not. I only agreed to babysit my nephew. My sister thinks I'm being harsh and selfish because I don't like kids and I don't want any of my own. And she thinks that's why I'm being nasty about not babysitting my next door neighbor's kids. However, if next door asked me, it would still be a no because the dad is home. Am I the a-hole? I don't care if the dad is home or not. Your sister can stay home and watch those kids. Why would she volunteer you to watch someone else's kids? What's going on here? And this neighbor, what did she say, has 3 kids and a husband that's going to be home? Oh, no, not the a-hole. I thought this was going to be something else. Totally not the a-hole. That's crazy. Craziness. And then all weekend, not just like for a couple of hours. All weekend? Oh, no. Oh, overall vote, not the a-hole. Surprise there, right? Not the a-hole. The nerve of your sister. I would have told her to go tell the neighbors the answer is no immediately, or I would hand the kid back and not ever offer to babysit again. Good Lord. Yeah. I don't quite understand. Don't volunteer my time. Yeah, that's a good point. Make the sister tell the neighbor no, because she should have never told them yes in the first place. And she can say, sorry, overstepped by volunteering my sister. And then if I was the neighbor and someone was volunteering their sister, I would say, did you check with your sister first? Who are you leaving your kids with? Just anyone. All right. Get off there. All right. The next comment, it would have taken me about 5 seconds to tell sis, seeing she has no respect for your wishes. She should find another babysitter. Nip it in the bud now. This kind of behavior from your sister will only get worse, not the a-hole, by a mile. Oh, they said that they would cancel babysitting the sister's kid. I mean, that would teach her a lesson. We are just going through these. Just going through them. One thing I noticed about this putty, it is really sticky. You see how sometimes I have to tap a couple of times to get the drills off? And it's because the indents are, I don't know if you can see that, are pretty deep. And I probably should refill my pen, but I am delaying doing that. I'll do it here in a second. We are ripping through these stories. I saved quite a few this time because I'm like, I read these fast. And what color do we have now? All right. Am I the a-hole for not letting my sister and her children move in with me? Not the a-hole. So let's see if I'm prejudging this correctly. These are Y's, and I missed a little wish here. Little wish. That's that sign. A little like the little wish, not dandelions. The little wish plants. What do you call those? The name escapes me. All right, there we go. These trays are they're small. So I would probably use them more for smaller paintings where I'm using a smaller area here. Alrighty. I, female 28, live alone in my apartment. It's a 2-bedroom where one room is used as a bedroom and other for every other activity ranging from workout to office work. I like having the distinction, and I prefer living alone. I don't like anyone in my space, and definitely not kids. We're getting a lot of people that don't like kids. My sister, female 35, and her 2 children, male 4, male 6, are being evicted due to not paying rent for the last 4 months. She asked if she can move in with me since I have an additional room. I told her I am sorry for her, but she cannot move into my space. I need the space. She cannot move back with our parents because she had kids out of wedlock and they disown her for that. She keeps calling me, alternating between pleading and calling me a-hole. I told her I can't let her and the kids move in because this place is my only sane place for myself. I can't compromise on that. I also don't have extra money to give her to help. Am I the a-hole? There is some stuff that the poster added, but first, no, you're not the a-hole. Your sister, I feel bad for her for being evicted with her kids and all of that. But your sister is 35 and an adult, and it's her responsibility to keep a roof over her and her children's head, not yours. And then who's gonna pay for her living expenses? The poster says she doesn't have extra money to help her out. So if you say no, I think that that may not be the decision that I would make, but you're not the a-hole for making that decision for yourself. Just setting a boundary. I have so many other questions, but the poster's not here to answer that, but not the a-hole for deciding that you don't want to live with your sister and her kids. Although the situation is pretty sad. So she added, someone asked me to add this. I don't have a good relationship with my sister. From what I remember, she always hated me for being born and taking attention away from me. Probably away from her. She started acting out at 13, partied through her 20s till she got pregnant with her first child. She was never a sister to me. After she turned 18, when I was 11, she moved out and visited at most for Christmas dinners. She missed out on that most of the times. She came around and asked my parents for shelter and help when she got pregnant. They had enough of her disregard and antics and disowned her. Their words. I was 21 and in college then. She never called me when baby daddy was in the picture. She called when he left and she needed me to babysit. That's 2 years ago and I had never seen them before. I said no because I have to work for hours and she needed me to babysit, and the resentment, she only called if she needed help. It's some typo, so I'm just trying to make it through. She tried it for a while and finally let up. Never called me again, not for B-days or anything. Next set of calls I am getting is for this, asking to move in. I don't have a relationship with my nephews, and like I said, my relationship with my sister isn't great either. So no, I am not worried about NC. Been there, done that. I don't know what NC is, and I don't, right now, I'm not feeling well. I don't have the brain power to even think about what that is. She's not worried, basically, because she doesn't have a good relationship with her sister. I don't even think the poster needed to explain that to everyone else, because that does not change the fact that she's not the a-hole if she doesn't want someone to move in with her. Is this the same color? I don't know, so we're just going to trash it. So I say not the a-hole. The overall vote, not the a-hole. And then the top comment, not the a-hole. She is being evicted for non-payment of rent. She will not contribute to where you live, and they will be a disturbance. You will not ever get her out. You know that. Is that even allowed by your lease? Where is the children's father? They should be helping take care of their children until she gets housing. And then the poster said, I own the apartment flat. I pay mortgage. Children's father left the country 2 years ago and hasn't paid child support once. Wow. Yeah, that sucks, especially when there's children involved. That's what's, softens my heart. But yeah, that person is right. Your sister is probably never gonna leave. But then who is going to pay her living expenses? Does she get assistance or something like that, maybe? And then they have programs for single parents, don't they? Especially like for housing and things like that. I'm not sure how that works, but that may be a viable option for her so she doesn't become homeless with her children. That's so sad. Kids shouldn't have to go through that. But not the a-hole. She's not the father of the kids. What would it take for you guys? I don't have children, so I know I always say that, but I don't think, if I did have children, I don't think that there would be anything that they could do for me to disown them. I don't know. Maybe if they hurt other people or something like that. Maybe. But like, at what point would you disown your children? Because I've been hearing that quite a bit. At what point would you disown your children? I guess if they were like hurting other people, like the true crime stories that we hear, those type of deals, that's probably would be it. But at what point would you disown your children? Let me know if you have an answer for that. Or who knows if we've never been, been taken to our limits that way. All right. Hopefully this is a funny story. Am I the a-hole for leaving menstrual pads in a visible place in the bathroom? Let's see who had a problem with this. They just said menstrual pads. Were they in the trash? Like, I have so many questions before I prejudge on this one, because this could mean a lot of things. Were they used? So let's just read it. My husband, 30, his friend, 30, and I are currently on vacation sharing a rented apartment with just one bathroom. Yesterday, I got my period and brought some pads. I left them on the bathroom counter in a semi-sheer bag where they weren't even visible. However, my husband thought this was inappropriate and can make his friend uncomfortable, knowing that someone in the apartment is bleeding. Oh my gosh, really? I'm thinking this person left the used. I argue that menstruation is a natural process and should not be considered gross or dirty. Women shouldn't be shamed or stigmatized because of it, and this has historically caused women to suffer. My husband didn't respond, but I'm still wondering if I was in the wrong for leaving the pads this way. And then it says, edit, can we get any feedback from males? My husband says all responses are from females, and that's why I was voted not the a-hole. I was going to say not the a-hole too. So I guess, let's see, the overall vote is not the a-hole. These men are in their 30s and bothered by menstrual pads being in a clear plastic bag on the counter. Well, not even the friend, the husband is bothered by this. What is going on? Not the a-hole. He should get over it. Get over himself. Not the a-hole. I wonder if any men chimed in. Not the a-hole. Anyone living with a menstruating woman should accept the fact that, yes, in fact, sometimes you will be on your period and have menstrual products within reach. If he had a cold and you made him hide all the tissues in the house, I'm sure it would annoy him too. Laugh out loud. And then someone said, yeah, with that logic, I asked him if we should hide the toilet paper too. That's funny. I'm thinking though, when I had left the menstrual products on the sink, she said they were in a bag and you couldn't see them. But who cares if you could see them? These people are in their 30s. Like, what's going on here? This is not the days where women are shamed for the natural process of menstruating. So not the a-hole. Oh, good thing. Original poster. Here's a response from my dad for your husband. If the man can't handle seeing a pad or tampon, then he should remain celibate until he grows the F up. In effect, not the a-hole. From one man, my dad, to another. Your husband is being immature. That's true. Edit. Thank you for the upvotes and awards. Yeah, he is being immature. These aren't teenagers. These are 30-year-old men. Wowzers. I'm not going to get much of this little painting done today. That's okay. Oh, before we move on to the next story, I am trying, I think I mentioned this before, trying to do like an advent calendar for the shop, and things are coming along. It has been a lot of headache and like changing things and finding different things and all the things, but I think I am going to be able to create it. I just have to get my final like pricing out. I am looking to release it in October, so it gives people plenty of time. I'm not going to release a lot of them, but I will have an advent calendar. I love advent calendars, and I am so excited that I am able to put one in my Etsy shop. Also, I need to work on creating a new intro and outro for my YouTube channel. I want to like change things up, change the music, all those things, but every time I have a little bit of time, I'm like packing orders for the Etsy shop or doing something else. So I'm done with that section. So I really need to do that, revamp everything. And I'm excited about the future of the shop and the products that I'm trying to work out and things like that. I am trying to get like just fun items in the shop, you know. So we're going to do our next section. Here we go. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I guess I'll start with this color where we left off, right? I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about all the things that's going to be in the advent calendar. So I think I'm gonna have, it's gonna be 24 slots. I think 14 of the slots will be cover minders, and then the rest will be other things such as washi tape, things like that, putty, things like that. I am working on creating my own putty. I just have so many things, so many ideas that I'm all over the place with everything, right? But I say all that just to say that I think that my advent calendars are going to be ready for October. And I am so happy that I was able to figure out how to create it in that whole process, you know. I'm going to try to price it, you know, where people can get it if they want it. But some of the things, you know, it can be expensive creating these things because you have to pay for the shipping boxes and make sure the advent calendar can fit into the boxes and things like that. So a lot of trial and error there. And then the products itself, you're going to get 24 products. And then the magnets are kind of expensive, you know. So just excited about it and adding like final touches and finishings and things, and just waiting for things to come in so that I could like get everything assembled and get one assembled so I can show you guys. So that's that on that. It's what I'm most looking forward to. And revamping my channel, refocusing on some different things here. And for October, I'm going to try, I have one case researched already for true crime, but I am going to try to do at least 4 true crime videos for October for the Halloween season and see how I like doing that. And I have the research for the first video already done. So I'll be trying to record that soon. But yeah, that's all that's going on. I don't think I forgot to mention those things. But yeah, that's all that's going on with me. What are you guys up to? All right, next story. Am I the a-hole for not including my brother's girlfriend in my wedding photos? Oh, this is a good one. I wonder what it's going to say. Because that's always a point of contention, right? If this is person, I mean, it doesn't even matter nowadays because even if that person is your spouse, you can get a divorce. And then what do you do with your wedding photos? Let's just see what's going on, right? I think my screen was just blurry. It keeps going in and out. Anyway, Joe is my brother and Miley is his girlfriend. She was in my oldest brother's wedding photos and I knew she'd expect to be in mine. I don't want her in my wedding photos, the family portraits, not shots of guests at the reception. And I sent my brother a friendly heads up so that it wasn't a surprise the day of. Okay, so, oh, she doesn't want her in the family portraits. She can be in the shots, like of the guests at the reception. Got it. Because I'm like, what did I just read here? Now my siblings and mom are mad at me. No, I think that's totally reasonable. There's more, though. The thing is that earlier in their relationship, Miley cheated on Joe. The effed up part is that it was with a guy I ended up dating a few months later. Oh my gosh. And I did not know this for a long time. Eventually, Miley fessed up to Joe. There apparently was another guy as well. Oh my gosh. No one told me until the subject of how long they've been dating came up with me and my then boyfriend, and he was very confused that she was in a relationship with Joe when he thought they were not together at the time, because that's what Miley told him. So of course, told Joe, and he explained that he already knew. So, geez, oh Pete's. This girl has been like repeatedly cheating on this guy and even cheated on him with a guy that the poster eventually got with. Got it. I was absolutely pissed at the time and frankly have never really liked Miley since for that and other things she does that get on my nerves. But I will be fair and say that all probably stems from the cheating on my brother. Anyway, so back to my wedding. My fiance is not the boyfriend from before. I don't want Miley in the pictures. Aside from me just not really wanting to have photos of her on my walls, what if she cheats again and they actually break up? She'll be in them forever. But my siblings and mom love Miley. Joe is also really not happy with me. I communicated quite clearly about my reasoning to everyone and I'm still being pressured. I put my foot down. It's my wedding. I let Joe know beforehand so she wouldn't feel awkward or embarrassed day of as a courtesy, not to discuss it. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole. Even if all those things didn't happen, it's your wedding, and if you don't want her in the family pictures, then look at this. Then I feel like it's your wedding and you can do what you want. And I don't know why the family is like so mad at this. I probably wouldn't want her on my walls either. I wouldn't say it was because she cheated on I don't know what your brother did to this girl. Your brother could be a cheater as well. Who knows? But that's not the point here. The point is, are you an a-hole for not wanting her in your wedding photos? And I say not the a-hole. Let's see what everyone else says. Not the a-hole is a top vote. Let's see. Top comment, not the a-hole. Your wedding, your rules for who you want to include in formal portraits. It's similar to the no ring, no bring rule that some people have for their weddings. If your brother really wanted to make sure she was included in family portraits, then he should make her a part of the family, i.e. marry her. That's funny. And then I didn't know the no ring, no bring thing was actually a thing, but apparently it is. And this person said, I actually tossed around the idea of doing no ring, no bring, but they've been together for over a decade now and don't plan on getting married. So I knew Joe would assume she was an exception anyway. Also, I wanted some friends partners who aren't engaged. Huh. No, not the a-hole. It's your wedding. You know, you can do whatever you want with it. Why is everyone so upset with her though? Like, there's so many other things to focus on instead of this loose girl. Said she's cheated on the brother several times. All right, am I the a-hole for revealing my grandfather's journal to my family? Oh, a-hole. I don't know the story here, but why would you reveal anyone's journal to anyone? That's like private, right? You know what? I stopped keeping the journal because I'm like, what if someone finds this and they know my inner thoughts? I've always been paranoid about things like that. Even like text messages and things. I'm like, what if someone reads this? Let me be careful what I say. But in this day and age, I have had people, I had this friend and we got into this disagreement and we're on the phone talking and like I'm explaining myself or whatever. And she recorded the conversation. And then when we were talking about it again, she started playing the recording. And I have been traumatized. That happened to me when I was like 19 years old. And I have been traumatized ever since. I don't like saying certain things to people. I don't like I always like operate in the fact that someone else could, you know, hear what I'm saying. Because she totally played the recording. And I have been truly traumatized. So I'm always like, is someone else going to see this? Someone else going to hear this? Now I don't care so much because whatever. But at that time, I was like, how dare you? Anyway, Am I the a-hole for revealing my grandfather's journal to my family? I'm a 28 male, and in the spring, I helped my grandmother clear out her attic because she was moving to a smaller place. I stored some of the boxes in my garage. I was looking through them later and found my late grandfather's leather-bound journal. He wrote about his war experiences, some romances, and some unspoken family sagas. The journal showed a man much different than the quiet, wise grandfather I known. It was more like I discovered Indiana Jones's diary, mixed with deep personal thoughts and untold family tales. Oh gosh, I could see how some people would be mad if you told like some family secrets and whatnot. I decided to share this gold mine of family history. I scanned it and shared it with our family members, thinking it would be a tribute and a chance for them to know him better. Why would you think this is going to be a tribute? These are things that your grandfather didn't want other people to know, right? It's a journal. Anyway, however, when word got out, things took a bad turn. My grandmother, who is usually sweet and soft-spoken, was so upset. She felt I exposed a part of their life she wasn't ready to share. Oh, some relatives were surprised and others felt betrayed, and a few were happy to learn more about their roots. The family is now buzzing, and there are some old wounds that were reopened, I would imagine. I thought I was doing something really special that would be well received. Now, with all the family politics, regrets, and what ifs, there's a lot of conflict. So am I the a-hole? Yes, you're the a-hole. So, like I said, we can't judge these things based on intent. You know? You had, you thought it would be something good, but you read someone's journal and revealed family secrets that are opening, new wounds and all that. So, yes, a-hole. All right, a-hole for the top vote. All right, so this is the most upvoted comment. I know you meant well, but in my humble opinion, you're the a-hole. I would have been super excited as well, but it wasn't your place to share this with everyone. You should have given it to your grandmother and talked to her first, assuming she's his widow. Yeah, I agree with that. And then, and this same poster said, yeah, and if original poster didn't feel comfortable discussing it with grandma first, that would have been a strong indication that it should have been kept until after she passed and shared with the family then. No, it should have never been shared with the family, in my opinion. He easily could have done the scans, put it back in the box for whatever fate grandma had planned for the boxes, and shared it when everyone from that generation was gone. Okay. As far as I can tell, original poster didn't even have explicit permission to go through the boxes at all. He just got curious. Original poster is 28. He's old enough. He should have thought about exercising some discretion first. I agree. I agree. All right. I'm going to do some of these colors right here that I have in this little tray here. All right, we have a couple more stories. Oh, this one sounded good. Am I the a-hole for disinviting my sister-in-law for my daughter's 5th birthday party? Sorry, this post was removed by Reddit spam filters. And it thought this post was spam. Top vote for that was you're the a-hole. I guess we won't get to read that one. This one sounds interesting. Am I the a-hole for agreeing with the school when they dress coded my daughter and not fighting it? Alrighty, so we have some that's already kitted up here. Not kitted up, but in the tray. because this is a prominent color throughout. So I tried to put the prominent colors in the tray. Let's see. This is about my youngest. I would like to start off saying the dress code is very reasonable. The rule is don't see undergarments, and this affects the guys more than the girls. The pants not being pulled up boxers are seen thing. I have 3 kids, and the older 2 have never been dress coded. All right, let's see what this person was wearing. Alrighty. Now, my daughter came home and she was in her gym clothes since she got dress coded. It came with a school email and a picture of the shirt. They took the picture after my daughter changed, and it was a swim top cover-up. It's sheer. This makes complete sense to me while she was dress coded. She got a warning, and that was that. Why would she wear a sheer bathing suit cover-up to school? Now my daughter and oldest daughter are pissed that I didn't stick up for her. My sister is now on my ass since the kids told her, and they all think I'm a jerk. So outside opinions on this, not the a-hole. There is no reason why your teenager needs to wear a sheer bathing suit cover-up to school. Like, come on now. Not the a-hole. Let's see the overall vote. Overall vote, not the a-hole. What is the top voted comment? Not the a-hole. I don't see anything to fight here. The rules are unreasonable. Your daughter wasn't wrongly accused of breaking them, and the punishment isn't going to have any long-term consequences on her education or well-being. You're not being a jerk. You're being a parent. Exactly. Yeah, like, what are you supposed to fight the school over? You're supposed to go in there and say, it's okay if my daughter wear this sheer bathing suit top to school. In this case, that's why they're the kids and you're the parent. Not the a-hole. And then the next poster said, these are also the fun little lessons in life that teach kids rules have consequences. She knew where the line was, stuck a toe over it, and got slapped for it. Better to learn this lesson now than to end up like any of the hundreds of young women on YouTube trying to reason and plead their way out of a DUI on the side of the road. That lesson is a lot more painful. What does this girl wearing a sheer bathing suit top to school have to do with a DUI on the side of the road? I'm not sure, but that's what the next top voted comment is. I guess they're trying to say it's better to learn that this person seems to respond to comments quite a bit. I keep seeing their name as a top voted comment nonetheless. So I guess they're trying to say it's better to teach your kids that breaking the rules have consequences now before they're in much harsher situations where they have to learn the hard way. I think that's what the DUI thing meant. But I'm like, wait, what? This escalated very quickly. So yes, not the a-hole, and most people agree. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to go in and defend that. You look like a freaking crazy person. And then the sister sticking on the kid's side. It's crazy. All right, I think we only have one more story. I think I saved just enough. Yep, one more. Hopefully it wasn't removed. Because like I said, I'm supposed to be screenshotting these just in case they're removed. Oh my gosh. Sorry, this post had been removed by the moderators. Oh my gosh. It's too good to be true, right? And this one said, am I the a-hole for refusing to let my boyfriend move in with me over chores? And it was removed. Oh, it was removed for a variety of reasons, keeping communities safe, civil, and true to their purpose. So let's go and find one more story. I think we're almost at the hour mark, so let's find another story. I'm just gonna scroll, and stop. And this one says, am I the a-hole for yelling at 3 old church ladies? So when we stopped, that's what we landed on. So that is what we will read, and it will be our final one. Look at these ABs. All right, so before you come after me with the torches and pitchforks, please be aware that I did not just randomly pick out 3 old church ladies to berate. After the worst of COVID ended and people started going out and doing stuff again, I started getting a ridiculous amount of people showing up at my door trying to sell stuff to me. These things included all sorts of different things. It got to the point where I seldom had a week go by that I didn't get somebody at my door at least 2 to 3 times a week. Oh my gosh, I can tell you guys stories about the people that sell windows. But that's neither here nor there. Let's finish this. I do not like people showing up at my house unannounced, especially ones that I don't know. And I work in the evening and into the night, so I'm sleeping during the day, and these people always end up waking me up. I get a couple of basic no soliciting signs, but people either weren't seeing them or just outright chose to ignore them. Finally, about 6 months ago, I had a huge sign made about 2.5 feet wide by 4 feet tall, black background with red letters, and stuck it in my front door, and this is what it reads. Oh my gosh, she got a 2.5 foot by 4 foot sign in her door just to stop these solicitors. Let's see what it read. Absolutely no solicitation, and these are in bold, by the way. I work at night, so if you bang on my door right now, you are going to wake me up and will not like the version of me you meet. I don't need my trees trimmed. I cut my own grass and I already have internet. My car is not for sale and I am not looking to find Jesus unless you are from the USPS, UPS, FedEx, or Amazon. Do not beat on my door. This has worked fine until a few days ago. For some extra context, I was on day 18 of 21 straight at work. Long story, and I had only went to bed about 2 hours earlier. It's about 9:30 a.m. and I hear somebody beating at my door, and the moment later, they start ringing the doorbell. Oh my gosh, this would annoy me, especially when I used to work midnights. I stumble out of bed and put on just enough clothes to be decent and look out the door to see 3 white-haired old ladies that look to be in their 60s or 70s. I opened the door, looking what had to be half drunk and half crazed and clearly pissed, and very bluntly asked them what they wanted. The first words out of their mouth was something about being from some church and tried to spread the word of this or that. At this point, I just very bluntly cut them off and tell them this. So I'm going to assume that at least one of you ladies can read, right? Don't answer that. More of a rhetorical question. So here's my question, assuming that all 3 of you can read. I'm wondering how you all missed this gigantic sign on my door and blatantly says absolutely no solicitation and specifically mentions your kind as I pointed at the part about not looking for Jesus. To make a long story short, I got very loud and frankly quite belligerent and yelled at them to get the hell off my porch and told them that I wasn't looking to find Jesus, but I was going to show them the devil if they ever beat on my door again. Wow. One of them said they felt my attitude was uncalled for, and I told them that beating on my door when I had a sign clearly stating not to was uncalled for. I've told this story to a few people, and opinions have been very split about it. Am I the a-hole? No. I don't think so. You have this large sign in bold red letters on your front porch saying no solicitation. And as someone who used to work midnights, when people don't understand, first of all, I'm not going to get the best sleep anyway because I'm sleeping during the day. And that's just not how my body is set up. And when you wake me up, it's going to be hard for me to go back to sleep. I'm exhausted already. I'm already cranky because I work midnights. And you're just throwing off everything. And when you do that, I couldn't find Jesus if I wanted to because I'm too tired. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say not the a-hole. Now, they are older women. And maybe you should have been a little nicer, but they should not have knocked on your door. And the sign was big enough for them to see, so Not the a-hole on my, for me. Let's see. Oh, this was posted 12 hours ago, so there is no overall vote. So let's go to the comments section, see what people had to say. Oh, the top comment is not the a-hole. You were specific, and the old ladies have definitely understood your sign, but decided to give it a go. Because who on earth will not smile and listen to 3 old and nice ladies? I get it that Christianity is a missionary religion, but that doesn't give its followers the right to invade your or anyone else's privacy, which starts by knocking on random doors, even without signs, and harassing them with their BS. I mean, that's true. I think not the a-hole. And I think that she would probably be voted not the a-hole. What do you guys think? Since this has no overall vote, what do you vote? And then if you have a no soliciting sign, why would people knock on your door still? So we have these people around here knocking on our doors, selling us windows, blah, blah, blah. And I'm interested in getting new windows. So I listened to the guy, and then they were like, we'll set you up so the guy that actually sells the windows can come out. Guys, I did not know that I was signing up for like a 2-hour presentation where they come to your home, they bring all of the windows, all of the things, blah, blah, blah. This guy is at my house for so long. I'm like, when can you leave? At this point, I don't even want windows. He's going through the different window panes, the different doors, this and that. And then he says, you can have all the windows in your house, your sliding door, and your front door, brand new for $40,000. And I'm like, get out of my house. No, I didn't really say get out of my house. And I'm like, yeah, no. Now, I know windows are expensive, especially since like recent current events, but I'm like, oh, that's not in my budget right now. And we let him go, blah, blah, blah. But he was here for so long, and it was way past dinner. I was just like, oh my gosh. They give you like this pen and paper where you can write down different. I'm like, oh, I don't want this. And then because we didn't get it, someone calls us and say, I think we misquoted you guys, and it seems kind of high. You think 40 grand? So then they came back out to our house, and I told them, I do not want to sit through another presentation. Like, I'm not sitting through another presentation. I don't really want you to come back to my house. And they're like, oh no, it's just a quick recalculation. We can put some things in the system. And because I think, you know, they overquoted you or whatever. So I'm like, fine, you guys can come out. I'm on a time schedule. I have about 30 minutes. I can't sit through another presentation. So they said, okay. So the young lady that came, she was really nice. The first guy was really nice. It's just that I didn't know that he was going to set up a whole presentation in my living room, you know. So she comes back and then quotes us for $26,000. And I'm like, how come it was $40,000 last week, $26,000 this week? I said, you know, we're not going to do that right now. She's like, well, you only locking this price for today. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll just see if you call me next week and have it a little bit cheaper. Needless to say, they didn't call us the next week with a cheaper amount. But I'm like, how did it go down so much from 40 grand to 26 grand? I don't understand. And if I was willing to pay that 40 grand, I bet you they would have no problem taking it, you know. But that's that. That just reminded me of that situation. Not the same situation, but I'm like, I got myself into something with people knocking on my doors. Now when people knock on my door, because they have come back and knocked, and I'm like, oh, not interested, and don't even allow them to keep talking. Like, no, thank you. And the one day, it was the other day, someone was knocking on the door. I look at the doorbell. I see it's like one of those people. They have their clipboard and their little shirts on. And I was going to speak through the doorbell and tell them that I wasn't interested. And, you know, I'm nice about it. I'm just like, no, thank you, not interested, as I'm closing the door. That's what I did last time. But this time I was just going to speak through the doorbell because this is their job and they are trying to make a living. But I've already been through When I saw the name on their shirts, I'm like, no, I've already been through your presentation. I have my quote and my prices. I'll get a couple more quotes when I'm ready to do the windows so I can compare. But right now, not in the budget, right? So I access the doorbell to tell them, you know, ask them what they want, tell them no thank you. And my husband opens the door and I'm like, that's on him. Whatever he says to these people, and if he lets them talk to him, that's on him. But I hear him say no thank you, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not sitting through that. I just kept doing what I was doing. And I'm like, if he gets talked into sitting through that, then that's on him. But with that being said, I am all done, and this completes my weekly whip and chat. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm not feeling the best, but I did power through, and I got a little bit of diamond painting done. Not a lot, but a little bit. Thank you guys so much for joining me and listening to me ramble. I cannot say thank you enough. I am really enjoying being here on YouTube and having this space. If you love diamond painting, crafting, and all things hobbies, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with a friend. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.